Hey YouTubers, MCRmechanic here. Um, I know I've been posting a lot of material lately, actually for quite a while, and what I thought I'd do is a update video for you guys, kind of explain myself. So, I recently moved back from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was down there for the past year going to school for mechanical engineering, and while I was down there, I had no garage, no cars, no tools, nothing. It was pretty awful, and due to some family circumstances, personal circumstances, we decided to move back up to the good old white north of Minnesota. So now that I'm here, I'm glad to say that I'm still going to school full time, but now I have a full garage with all of my tools, heat, the whole works, some good lighting. So I'm going to start being able to make a lot more content for you guys. I've been getting a lot of questions about the Camaro build, and the short of it is due to some, well, I'll put it this way: the car belongs to a friend of mine, and when we were filming before I moved down to Albuquerque, we were doing some tuning on the TPI, and we got pulled over going 94 in a 35. The car got impounded and got a pretty hefty fine, and he decided to sell the car. Fortunately, I still have the engine for this car, so I would like to kind of continue where I left off. And what that entails is a camshaft swap, do some head porting, do some intake porting, put some headers on it, do a couple little things here and there, and post the performance gains, show you guys how to do all that stuff, and kind of see what we can do. Going further, I'd like to get into some Megasquirt. For those of you that don't know what Megasquirt is, it's a standalone engine management system. You can do fuel and spark plus hundreds of other things with it as well. What I would like to do is convert this engine over to E85 and do some tuning and setup that way, see what we can wring out of it just with some tuning, and then possibly do some forced induction. Nice thing about the 305 is if we scatter the bottom end on it, bottom ends are real cheap to come by, and so getting it back up and running won't be a big deal. So I think that'll be something a lot of you guys might be interested in. Also, over the past year, I've acquired a 1989 Mustang. It's a hatchback. I got it in New Mexico while I was down there, and it's totally rust-free. It's just a shell, and what I'd like to do is possibly a drag car build. I have a 6-liter LS that a friend gave to me, as well as a TH350 that another friend gave to me. I was able to snag an 8.8-inch rear end for that car with posi and 355s in it, so depending on what happens, we might be able to set up a really sweet little drag car on the cheap. So that's on the docket. Possibly another car I picked up recently is a 92 Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive. That's got a 4G63 turbo engine in it. It's an automatic car, and I'm also debating turning that into a drag car if I don't do the Fox body, or possibly building it into a daily driver. Do some modifications to it, put it somewhere in the 300 wheel horsepower range. That car recently broke a timing belt, and it does have a couple bent valves, so some videos that are going to be coming up soon is going to be me pulling the head off that car, showing you guys how to replace some valves. I'm upgrading to a Cometic head gasket and ARP head studs, so that should be showing up soon. My current daily driver is a 94 Honda Civic that I've been slowly fixing up, and I don't know if any of you would be interested in seeing a B18 swap on a car like that. B18 is, for those of you that don't know, is a double over cam 1.8 liter 4-cylinder. that I pulled out of an Integra that I have. The engine in it right now is a D15, which is a single overhead cam 1.5 liter. I may do the swap, I may not. Just depends on what happens with the Talon and the Fox body. So that's kind of what's going on right now. Not a whole lot going on with the 65. That last video I posted with the camshaft idle and rev is right before I put it in storage. If you guys got any questions or comments, I don't know how you feel about me throwing Chevy power into a Ford Mustang. I also have a 400 Ford that I could put in it, build like a torque monster. You guys let me know and I'll try and accommodate you. All of it sounds fun to me, so if there's people leaning one way or the other, if it's affordable and sounds like a good option, I may go for it. So I don't know, stay tuned. Thanks for hanging in there. Sorry about all the waiting, but now I think we're going to be getting some real content up, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Thanks for watching, guys.